Hey, what's up guys, it's me Neon back with another video. I didn't really feel like watching anything today, so I just decided to go back on Reddit and look through some subreddits, and I found one that I think you guys are going to like. It's r/badbosses, and without anything else, let's just get right into it. Okay, in this one, 3 days ago was his last turn. Now he was asked if he wanted to return. Okay, so this was a little bit shock to this guy, but he's sorry if the post was a little bit messy and hard to understand, but he is still processing this, so you have to understand that part. This is a part 2 to my previous post. I could use some advice on this and what you could do in the situation. A little background information: I resigned from my first full-time job if you don't count internships. A few months back, I was talking to my boss that what I studied should be a hobby instead. This was a conversation when my boss was asking if I wanted to extend my work contract. This was actually the beginning of questioning everything about myself. The whole conversation went like this. The boss invited me into his office, and then he asked me if I wanted to continue working with him. It was a very sudden question, so I wasn't prepared. I was also having some hesitance after working some time here. I was beginning to see cracks here and there and why there was a high turnover rate at this current place. He then asked me if I wanted to go. He then asked me what I wanted to do with my future. I told him I wanted to go into design. He then pointed to a poster. He said someone designed that for the company. He wanted to make a lot of changes to it, but he felt that the designer could not take those criticisms, so that was the only reason he kept quiet. He said that even if I did win, many people would still give me criticism. They will say this is not good enough, etc., etc., and he didn't know if I could handle those criticism. Oh, accidentally went away from it. Okay, I'm back. He then pushed on and said that since I am on this path now, especially during a pandemic, I should embrace it and maybe consider what I studied at school should just be a hobby instead. As you can imagine, asking me to give up on the career I wanted made me a mess. I started questioning if I could really do it and if it was something I would do forever. Am I doomed to go down a career path that I don't want? In summary, my mind was a mess, and this feeling followed me for around 2 months before it happened. A few weeks back, I announced my intentions to quit. After staying in the company for some time, there was no system on how things should be done, so when a problem arises, it takes many people to handle the situation. I did not see a future in this company, and I wanted to continue to pursue the career path I wanted. This company did not provide that. HR talked to me and said quitting is a bad choice now because of the pandemic, and that I should at least stay until the pandemic is over. My boss was not happy about my decision to quit, and he asked me why I wanted to quit and so forth. He said that so forth from the day I have arrived, I have not improved at all, and that I have come up with many excuses to convince myself that the job I am doing is not what I want, and that by having this attitude, the next job I will find will just be the same thing over and over again, that I will quit in a few months and just keep on doing it. I cannot say anything to that. As I said, my mind was a mess for some time, so I was not really at my best. He also said that I did not have any work ethic or manners. This made me slightly upset after I came. Some of the things many of the workers used to do. I became the person who prepared for everything, and it became part of my main responsibilities. I have stayed back many times because those responsibilities affect many people. I did not want my colleagues, and I just didn't want my colleagues to suffer for my negligence. He also said that I have not respected the hierarchy of his position as boss and as his subordinate. I asked too many questions, and thus, rather than having a meeting, it felt like a casual conversation between friends instead. Instead of asking questions, I should have just gathered information based on what he said, gave it to him, and let him make the decision, because he is the boss. He said he doesn't like me quitting. He doesn't mind me quitting, but if I were to do it, I'm to buck up and at least learn some manners and ethics before leaving. My boss had scolded me the day before, and this was a huge shock for me. So the next day I handed in my letter to HR. Colleagues have asked me not to withdraw my resignation letter as they really needed me here. Apparently the boss has asked some of them to convince me to withdraw my letter because someone else who is also considered my supervisor but never really trained me was pressured by the fact. They also said the same thing as HR, that quitting my job before years is a bad idea. And because this is my first full-time job, it puts a bad reputation on my resume and will affect my job prospects. Someone has also said that the economy right now is horrible and that I might not even have a chance to find another job. And then it just felt like the same thing again and again. People telling me that I'm wrong, I will regret my decision, and etc. It was a hard thing for me to hear because I do know of the consequences. But what if things never change? Am I expected to stay there forever? Many of my colleagues gave farewells to me, and my supervisor has treated me to a farewell dinner. I have signed up for university and they have accepted me. She gave me some advice and that if I needed help I can contact her again. We parted on good terms, but for my boss, not so much. He made his stance clear that he found me lacking in my job and my attitude. My resignation is supposed to make him happy. Yesterday I got a call from HR if I wanted to go back again until university started. Even the boss sent me a message. I was just completely shocked. I have only left a few days and suddenly they want me back again. I'm very unsure about this. The pros is that I get more money to support myself through university. The cons are, well, I have to deal with my old boss again. Any advice on what I should do? Okay, wow, this guy's boss, he is not the greatest. If I were him, I can't really blame him for anything he did. I would have quit too. Sure, the economy was hard back then, but it's gonna stay that way for at least a little while, I feel like. But yeah, I can't blame you for anything you did. Your boss does just sound like a jerk. Can't blame you for not liking him that much. But yeah, just can't blame you for anything you did. You will find better things to do, and just, yeah. So guys, hope you liked this video. If you did, just please be sure to like and subscribe. It helps more people see it, and just helps everyone out a ton. So, thanks for watching this, and this is Neon saying see ya, and bye.